Saturday afternoon near Tonga's capital in the South Pacific, a deadly undersea volcanic explosion set off a massive atmospheric shockwave travelling around 300 metres per second. The images were picked up in space and the impact was felt across the globe, including Gibraltar.
So yes, that massive eruption sent a shockwave right across the globe. Now Gibraltar is 18,000 kilometres away from Tonga, about as far as you can get on planet Earth from Tonga. And we still managed to pick up that shockwave in the atmosphere as it travelled across Gibraltar. Now we have sensors in the Met Office Gibraltar weather station. One of those is measuring air pressure, and that picked up quite a big fluctuation in pressure on Saturday night as that pressure wave or that shock wave travelled through. This doesn't happen all the time. It just shows how explosive and how damaging potentially that eruption was in Tonga. So we picked up the first wave about 10 hours after the eruption occurred. So it's travelling over 1,000 kilometres an hour to get here, which is really quite quick. But it's still going around the Earth. It's going around and around and around, and we picked it up again on Monday morning, once again as it travelled through Gibraltar.
The Met Office monitors the change in atmospheric pressure, which helps to forecast the weather. The signals from Saturday's eruption were soon picked up.
Yes, we got an alarm, so it beeps at us a lot as it's going up and down through the pressure signal, and that's how we managed to detect it on our equipment. We're so far away that you wouldn't have been able to hear it or even your ears popping, but that, a bit closer to it, in Australia and New Zealand, even in the US, they were able to hear that bang go off and, their ears popping as well as that pressure fluctuates.
Experts believe the early indications are that the amount of sulfur dioxide from the eruption isn't sufficient to cause global cooling.
So large explosive eruptions like the one we saw in Tonga a few days ago can emit so much material into the atmosphere that it can block some of the solar radiation coming from the sun that heats the planet. Scientists are still looking at how much material has been ejected into the atmosphere, but at the moment we feel like it's very unlikely that there is going to be a massive climate impact. But larger eruptions like the one in 1991 at Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines actually did cool global temperatures by 0.5 degree for a couple of years. But usually that material then it sort of washes out of the atmosphere and then we go back to normal.
The Tonga government has declared the eruption an unprecedented disaster. It's triggered tsunamis, a sonic boom and thousands of lightning bolts. The island is covered in ash, and whilst the extent of destruction is still unknown, the ongoing volcanic activity means the emergency is unlikely to be over just yet.